So this is the next part of Module 5.3, and that's actually solving equations using the multiplication property. So let's look at our first problem. We have 3/4 x is equal to negative 18. That means 3/4 times some number is equal to negative 18. So how am I going to solve that? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is do the opposite. So the opposite of multiply is to multiply by the reciprocal, or to divide by that fraction. So if I take my original coefficient, 3/4, and I want to multiply by the reciprocal or the inverse, or I want to do division, they're all representing the same operation. I'm going to flip this over, and that gives me 4/3. So now I have 4/3, which is my inverse, and I'm going to multiply that to the original, which was 3/4 x is equal to negative 18. Remember, any real number has an understood 1 under it. It's my little spirit 1 that I like to call it. Times the reciprocal also, because remember, if you do something to one side, you do something to the other, right? There's my little wall. Now, we're going to multiply. So when we multiply, one of the properties said, when you have the multiplicative inverse, meaning when I multiply any number, 3/4, by its reciprocal, by its inverse, 4/3, the answer I get is 1 whole. And that's true, because if I do top times top, bottom times bottom, what am I going to get? I'm going to get 12 over 12. Well, 12 over 12 is really 1 whole. So really, this is equal to 1. So if you want to do that math and write it all down, you can. But after this first problem, I won't do that again. So I did that, and I got a 1. I didn't touch my x. So I'm going to bring my x. I'm going to go way down here, and I have 1x. Now, if you don't want to write the 1 from now on, you don't have to. You can. It doesn't change the value of anything, so it's not like it's wrong. Next, we come over here to the right-hand side, and we're going to do the same thing. Top times top, bottom times bottom. If you want to do it that way, fine. If you don't want to do it that way, you know you can also reduce first. Sometimes that does come in handy. So if I reduce this, I get 3 divides into 3 once. 3 divides into 18 6 times. And then I can do top times top, so that's negative 6 times positive 4 is equal to, what is that equal to? Negative 24, very good. And then bottom times bottom, 1 times 1 is just 1. So if you want to put the little spirit 1, you can. You don't have to. Your solution set, your answer, is x is equal to negative 24. And again, on the next slide, I'm going to show you how to check your answers. Let's move to this one. I have negative 4x is equal to 36. Now you can do the operation of division here. Because this is already a real number and it has a 1 under it, when I do the reciprocal, I would get negative 1 over 4. So most people you see growing up, this is what you learned. Negative 4x, you just divide and get the answer, because the opposite of multiplication is division. So that's right. You're not wrong when you learned how to do it that way. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, not 0. Bring that x down, okay, because that's 1x. And that's equal to, because there's your wall, 36 divided by negative 4 is 9, and because the signs are different, I get a negative 9. So my answer is x is equal to negative 9. All right, let's look at this one. Now this one's a little different because it's written as a fraction already, so it says x divided by 9. Remember that the fraction bar means division. So we're going to do the opposite of division. So what is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 9. So I'm going to do 9 over 1 because you know the reciprocal has my little spirit 1 in there. So there it is. If you want to divide this out now, you can. If you want to multiply top times top, bottom times bottom, you can do that too. But you get 9x divided by 9. And 9 divided by 9 is, guess what? 1. So here I get x is equal to, here's my wall, and then I have 1s at the bottom, so I just do top times top, and that's 45. And since everything was positive, that's my answer, positive 45. All right, let's go to the last one. So the last one is kind of like number 3. It's just I gave you a negative number to practice. So I'm going to multiply by negative 8 over 1. So that's negative 8 over 1, that's what I'm multiplying by, times, I'll go ahead and change colors, x over negative 8 is equal to negative 8 over 1, because you got to multiply by the same thing on both sides, times negative 9, and that's understood over 1. Remember, spirit, spirit, spirit. All right. So over here, if you want to divide those out first, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can divide them out last, but you get 1x. Over here on this side, you get 8 times 9 is 72, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's my solution for that one. All right, so that was 4 multiplication problems. The previous slide had 4 addition and subtraction problems. Now I'm going to do the next slide that talks about how to check the solutions that we got. So come back.